Thank you for joining us here for this video. We've noticed that there are a certain percentage or a high percentage of our audience haven't subscribed to our channel. If you can please click on the button to subscribe to the channel, it will help us create more content. Which will help us reach more amazing people like you to support them, to serve them. So please click on the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye. Hello, beautiful business owners, entrepreneurs, and investors. I'm so excited to talk about this topic. I'll share with a story first. Actually, I'll share with a question first. Is this the year where you take the leap finally? I'll go into what the leap means, but years ago, about 10 years ago, I had a choice. I had a choice to create my own path forward or go on the path that I was going to begin with, the given path, the standard path. The standard path was fairly straightforward. I had just come out of school. I studied engineering. I was working in the field. And if I stuck to it for a few years, I'd be fairly successful. And I was very good at what I was doing. And I had a pretty good mind. I knew I was going to be successful. And I had a lot of supporters. And then the unusual path was start a business, a startup for that matter. Something that I hadn't entertained in the past or hadn't even gone through, in a completely different field. So I had to restart the whole process. My first reaction to my own thoughts was, are you nuts? And you can imagine the reaction of those around me, even the people that are closest to me who cared about me, who would say things like, are you crazy? You don't even know what this path is. And at the time, even though coaching is becoming more and more normalized these days in the business world, sales world, entertainment world, so many in the corporate world, 10 years ago wasn't as normal. I didn't actually know how to explain to people that I'm just going to go talk to a bunch of people and they're going to pay me money. And they would ask questions like, so you're going to be a therapist? I'm like, no, I'm not going to be a therapist. So you can imagine the difficulty involved in there. And I'll add to that difficulty the fact that I had just begun a family. We had just had our daughter. Well, we had been married for a few years, but we had just had our first daughter in the first year of me starting the business. And I was the primary provider. We had both, my wife and I had decided that I would take care of the finances, business side, and she would be with the kids based on our values. So that put another level of pressure on me. So the uncertainty was high, the fears were high, and I would constantly freeze. I would constantly shrink back. I would constantly go in my corner. And those first 2 to 3 years were incredibly hard, not because there was a lot to learn, which there is when you're starting a business, a new path forward. It was really hard because emotionally I couldn't handle it. Spiritually, I couldn't handle it. Mentally, I was taxed. And much of it because I didn't realize how much of my thinking was suppressed. I wasn't even engaging my thought process. I kept saying I have a lot of thoughts in my head. I think a lot, but I never thought. I just had a bunch of mental chatter because my mind would be hijacked by those powerful emotions of fear, regret, disconnection. And it was hard to deal with it. And it took me a while to build the resilience. But the starting point was a few things. And I'm going to share a little bit about this framework. We're going to actually go much deeper into this in my workshop. It's a 2.5-hour workshop. It's completely free. And I'm calling it the strategic uncertainty. That means that how can you leverage uncertainty, fear, unknowns in a powerful way? We all live in uncertain times, and there's always uncertainty in our life. But right now, the economy is fairly uncertain. Technologies that are coming around AI, at the pace that it's developing, it's incredible. I look at it as a positive thing, but there are still a lot of unknowns. On top of that, you're looking at the political instability that's happening in the world right now, which most people think that that's at the higher level. So what does that have to do with me? Well, it trickles down. Now I work with organizations who are shrinking down. That's the nature of what happens with bigger organizations when economy shifts. They try to prepare themselves for it, so they will let go of a lot of people. So that means people are getting fired from some of the best positions. Consultants are losing their agreements. I just got a message from a couple of people who were losing 30 plus years of contracts. They're losing companies are losing funding either from the government or other institutions. Lots of things are happening. Businesses are having a hard time because they have to pivot because the spending patterns are different. If you don't know, the economy is run by fear. People's awareness of money is deeply connected to their fears. So when things like that, people get affected in their day-to-day life. Let me tell you another thing. The biggest cause of problems in relationships and intimate relationships is actually money. If you're surprised by that, I was too. I thought it would be other things, but it is money. Why? Because it creates tensions. It stops people from connecting because it engages a different part of their brain. It's a reactionary side. That side doesn't let you connect. That side doesn't let you think. That side doesn't let you be creative. So people are on high alert. To add to the problem, you're constantly hearing from your neighbors, family, and friends, oh my God, what's going on in the world? This person lost their job. That person lost their business. This person, look at the economy, look at the political world. I don't know what's happening. And add to that social media and news. Now your mind is constantly dealing with uncertainty, which it does not like because it goes into protection mode. Your mind is already a protective mechanism. It goes into even more of a protection mode. So one of the reasons why I wanted to do this strategic uncertainty workshop is that a lot of leaders are struggling with this, and it will actually require a lot of leaders to get grounded, to actually look at what matters in the process. And the starting point is to assess where you are as a leader. You need to grow as a leader. You need to push yourself because people depend on you. Your family depends on you. Your company depends on you. Your community depends on you. So how are you going to do this? And the framework I'm going to work. Whoa, nice. Keeps going towards that statue. The framework we're going to go through is this three-part framework, and I'll go quickly into them. The first one is the uncertainty advantage. Leaders tend to think differently about uncertainty than most people. And if you don't know what that is, if you consciously don't know how to work through that, you don't know how to leverage uncertainty, you're going to struggle a lot. Most people don't. Even those who call themselves leader, they struggle in this process. I'm going to walk you through the scorecard that will help you assess what's going on in that area. The second piece of it is proximity is power. Leaders are leaders because of other people, not because they are such strong people, because they get to serve other people. And their relationship with others, whether in their personal or professional lives, or the most important piece of what they do, because without other people, they're not leaders to begin with. Second, their whole purpose is connected to serving others. And also they have a peer group of other leaders that support them. So if you don't have the right people around you, if you don't intentionally curate and connect with the right people and also serve the right people, you're going to struggle a lot in these uncertain times and any time. Freedom is success, the last part. Leaders look at freedom in a very different way. It's not just about doing what you want whenever you want it with whomever you want it. That just tells me external freedom, but freedom is a very personal concept. There are values that are behind it. Unless you've defined that for yourself, unless you know how you're operating in your day-to-day life based on those freedom values, based on the values of freedom in your business, in your personal life, and your faith and your sense of purpose, you don't know what's going on. You're going to be struggling. You're going to be a reactive leader. And if you're a reactive leader in these times, you're toast. We're going to go much deeper into this framework. We're going to walk you through a whole assessment, and you're going to find out where you are so you can start to work on what matters. And throughout the process, I'm going to be teaching you concepts. I'm going to be walking you through processes to help you go deeper and start to get you to implement. And even if you get one idea that you can actually implement, one shift that you can implement, you're going to be ahead of 90% of the people around you. And that's the advantage you want right now, because one of the things that you'll find out is that in these times, a lot of people are going to be struggling in their relationships, in their business, in their work, and all sorts of areas in their life. In the next 4 years are going to tell who are the real leaders, who are the people who innovated, who pivoted, who were creative enough to move forward versus those who failed. And you don't want to be in the latter category. So if you're ready for that, then join me for you to win, not for you to lose. If you're ready to win, if you're ready to grow through these times and show up as a much better leader for yourself, for your family, for your community, for your organization, for your company, then join me on July 10th at 9, I believe it's 9 a.m. Eastern. You can just click on the link anywhere in my Facebook. You'll see a lot of notifications for it on my banner. I'll put a link underneath this, or my team will. You can also go to my website, faisalensaun.com, and sign up there. But you will see a lot of notifications for it. It's completely free. It's 2.5 hours. It's going to be a deep dive. I keep it limited to a certain amount of people because we actually want to interact. You're going to gain a lot out of it. It's also an opportunity for you to network with other people. So I'm not only just teaching about proximity, but I'm putting you around some of the right people. So we're going to be doing a networking session too within the session. It's embedded as part of it. You're going to meet some incredible investors, entrepreneurs, and other people that you can connect with so you can move forward, whether you find their next business partner, next investor, next person to collaborate with, or next client. Who knows? I'm so excited for you to be there on July 10th. We're going to go much deeper into this, the uncertainty advantage. We're going to figure out how you can leverage these uncertain times to grow faster in a better way and create clarity in the long term and short term, and to deal with the challenges and fears and uncertainties, and also lead others in a positive way. If that's important to you, make sure you show up there. Until then, hope you have an incredible day. Bye. If you enjoyed that video, make sure you click on this video or this video. It will serve you to move your growth journey forward. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.